Jin BTS stuns fans. American media acknowledges something unbelievable. Shocking news once again rocks the international entertainment world. Jin, the oldest member of BTS, suddenly becomes the main spotlight after a number of major US media outlets acknowledge something that has been considered impossible. What exactly did the media acknowledge? How could Jin, known for being calm, charismatic, and dedicated, be able to amaze the public and global music observers? These questions are now a hot topic of discussion on various platforms, from fan forums to the newsrooms of well-known media. From the start, Jin has been known as a BTS member who often makes surprises, whether through his stage actions, interactions with fans, or unexpected personal steps. However, this time the surprise is different. American media openly acknowledges something that was previously almost impossible: Jin's enormous influence in determining the direction of public attention towards BTS and the South Korean entertainment industry as a whole. For many years, many have assumed that BTS's popularity is more dominated by group dynamics collectively. But this recognition puts Jin in a position that is more than just the oldest member. He is referred to as one of the emotional and cultural pillars that keep BTS relevant, even in the midst of major changes in the global industry. Why is this recognition so surprising? Because American media has been known to be very selective and critical of international artists, especially from Asia. They rarely give appreciation without concrete data, in-depth analysis, or strong reasons. However, in the latest report, they not only highlighted Jin as a singer with a distinctive voice, but also emphasized his courage in facing industry pressure, his determination to maintain the group's image, and his way of interacting with ARMY, which is considered the healthiest idol-fan relationship example in the modern era. This fact surprised many parties. Even some fans themselves did not expect Jin to get that much attention. Furthermore, the recognition also touches on Jin's humanity. The media describes him as a figure who inspires offstage, someone who is not only known for his charming visual appearance or melodious voice, but also for his humble attitude and willingness to bear the heavy burden as the public face of BTS. This recognition, which comes from Western media with high standards, raises a big question. Is the world finally starting to see Jin not only as part of BTS, but as a global icon who stands with his own charisma? Fan reactions also vary. Some ARMYs welcomed this recognition with pride, calling it a moment that should have happened a long time ago. They assess that Jin is often overlooked in international media spotlight compared to other members, even though his contribution is equally important. Now, recognition from American media is considered a form of justice that is late but means a lot. On the other hand, there are also fans who are curious. Why did the recognition only appear now? Are there certain factors that triggered a change in the attitude of Western media towards Jin? Music industry observers assess that there is a large context that should not be ignored. Jin has just completed his mandatory military service, a moment that marks a new chapter in his personal career and BTS's journey as a group. Jin's return to the public stage is seen as a symbol of resilience and loyalty, values that are highly valued on the international stage. American media seems to read this momentum carefully, then articulate it as real evidence of Jin's appeal that transcends national and cultural boundaries. What makes this recognition even more astonishing is the media's claim that Jin is able to influence global trends without much sensation. They highlight how every appearance of Jin, both at official events and casual moments recorded by the camera, always goes viral and creates widespread conversation. This is considered rare in an era when popularity is often built from controversy. In fact, Jin has succeeded in proving that consistency, sincerity, and quality can beat sensational strategies. Isn't this something that not many other artists at the global level have? This phenomenon finally opens up a wider discussion. Is this American media recognition just a momentary trend, or is it the beginning of greater recognition of K-pop artists outside of BTS? Many believe that Jin's case could be an important precedent. If an Asian artist can gain this much legitimacy in the eyes of Western media, then the path to cross-cultural recognition is wide open. For ARMY, this is certainly not just a personal victory for Jin, but also proof that fandom's dedication has never been in vain. However, there is still skepticism. Some observers question whether this recognition is truly sincere or just part of a media strategy to attract the attention of a large number of global readers among BTS fans. This question is important because in the modern media world, attention is often a commodity. Is Jin really recognized for his authentic achievements, or because his name brings high clicks and traffic? Nevertheless, one thing that cannot be denied is the fact that Jin's name is now an international talking point. With this recognition, he managed to break through the wall that was previously so difficult for Asian artists to achieve in America. The surprise that Jin brought this time is not just about himself, but about how the world is finally willing to open its eyes to the contribution and influence of a K-pop idol on the global stage. Now, the last question that still hangs in the minds of many people is, what is Jin's next step? Will he take advantage of this recognition momentum to strengthen his solo career, or will he continue to focus on the revival of BTS as a full group after the members' mandatory military service is over? The answer to this question will determine the direction of Jin's journey as well as the future of BTS on the international stage. What is clear is that this surprise is just the beginning, and the world doesn't seem ready to face the next chapter of the Jin BTS story. The American media's shocking statement about Jin BTS clearly invites big question marks. But the question now is all that recognition really born from objective observation, or is it just a media strategy to grab attention from millions of BTS fans around the world? Is it possible that this big spotlight is just part of an opinion game deliberately designed to create a global sensation? If we are honest, information about Jin being recognized as an important figure with extraordinary influence is actually circulating through various platforms: TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, to online media that frame this news in various ways. However, in the midst of the rapid flow of digital information, how can we ensure that every claim presented is true? Aren't there a few news items that are deliberately polished, even exaggerated, in order to chase clicks and reader attention? This question is important to reflect on. When American media suddenly acknowledges something that has been considered impossible, we should ask, what is the motivation behind that recognition? Is there really a new awareness that Jin deserves to be recognized as a global icon, or is it just because the name BTS has proven to be commercially profitable? If the answer is the second, doesn't this mean that the recognition is more transactional than sincere? Many fans certainly feel proud to see Jin get a lot of attention. But does that pride automatically mean truth? Is the fact conveyed by the media really born from in-depth research, or is it just a temporary opinion that can change at any time? If tomorrow there is different news that actually degrades Jin, will the same media be trusted again? We must also remember that the phenomenon of shocking in the entertainment world is not new. Doesn't this industry often sell sensation as the main commodity? The question that should be asked is the recognition of Jin a solid fact, or is it a veiled hoax created to lead public emotions? If so,